Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to review the trailer for the 1980 movie called Oh God Book 2. This such movie stars George Burns as God, and this would be the second movie starring George Burns as God in terms of in this series of films, and there are three of them. Oh yeah. So George Burns, in other words, fit the ideal perception of how God would look in a particular way, and many found it agreeable enough to where they endorsed him playing God in a trilogy of films. And this is the second of the trilogy. I never saw the trailer for this movie, Oh God Book 2. All right, even though I've never seen the trailer for this film, I saw the actual movie years ago. It was the early 80s when I sat down and watched this movie. I was a little young kid at the time. And, you know, as little boys, we all have our perceptions on how God looks, how he acts, how, you know, based on watching the great number of religious material that our moms and fathers play around holiday times, such as Christmases and Easters. So we get that type of impression and look of God from the way that they show us how God looks in those films. So as a little boy, you have that idea. And when George Burns, that is, came along and characterized God, people agree with that because George Burns is a good-natured type of old guy. He's a friendly old man. You know, he doesn't look to be extremely greedy, over-the-top lavish. You know, he doesn't appear to be a terrible person. No one ever says too much bad about him. So when George Burns played in these movies, such as Oh God Book 2, people accepted that. They didn't picket it. They didn't backlash. The churches didn't get in an uproar and come up against the film production company. So everybody thought it was cool. Yeah, so in other words, that's good for George Burns and good for the film series. Okay, I sat down to recently watch this trailer, and I want to profile it before your very listening ears and peering eyes. Okay, here we go. Okay, George Burns, shown playing God, appears before this little girl. She's a brunette girl, and he feels that people haven't acknowledged him in ways that show that they believe that he's actually around and there and very effective and factoring in their daily lives and circumstances. So he's shown talking to a little girl. He appears before her in her room like a magician, and he's telling her about a campaign to get people excited about God again, or to recognize that God exists based on the little girl's interpretation of it. So she's doing a campaign with God. And now they're showing her parents, and she told them that she talked to God and that she's seeing God. And of course, they're looking at her and talking to her like she's a little cuckoo. So in other words, they don't believe her. Now God is shown with her again, and she comes up with a great idea. It's called Think God. Like, so she starts writing it down everywhere, all over the place. Think God, think God, think God. So that instantly sends a jolt to people's minds that indicates that, hey, God is he's relevant significantly, immensely that way. So it's not a bad idea to think him, you know, think about him, in other words. Okay, now the little girl is shown spreading a message all over. God is shown saying that he likes her idea, he loves it, it's exciting. Now more people are shown talking about this whole thing on the news. A news reporter is shown talking about this particular campaign by the little girl. So her message and movement is starting to spread around. They're not showing church reactions of it as of yet. Okay, folks, and God is shown smiling. All right, I've given enough of this trailer away, so you'll have to go and see it on your own. And in fact, watch the whole film. All right, folks, I'll see you around. Let me know how you feel about this one.